My dear students, how are you? I hope you are safe and fine at your home. So today's topic that we are going to discuss, today's topic that we are going to deliver is very, very important, right? So this topic is totally depends on speed. What is the speed? So let me tell you the details about speed today. So before we are going to start our session, I would like to ask you a lot of questions as usual in these sessions I am asking. Right, so my first question is to you that have you ever run very faster due to rain? See, it's rainy season, and let's say generally you are simply normally you are going to somewhere at your home from the market, and suddenly start raining a lot. So you generally walk to the walk or run very fast, and you see a shelter right off where you can stay, right? So that is where we listen about speed. It's okay. Now next point that I'm going to tell you is my next question. Have you ever run very fast when the dog started barking at you and you are very feared that the dog will come and bite you, right? So on that time you also run. So what is speed? Now the point come here is we generally perform some movement very faster, or we perform a movement at a faster rate. So this is from there. Take simple examples like when a dog barks, generally run, or sometime when we are late on while we are driving, we give acceleration to our bike and we just move faster with the KTM Duke, right, or the Honda Shine or something else, right, Hayabusa, or our Swift and a lot of OD and our cars. So what we do, we just give acceleration and move as fast as possible. So whenever we perform the movement as fast as possible, will be called as speed, right? What is speed? It's distance upon time, right? So if we talk in terms of physics, it's distance upon time taken, and when we compare it to the real definition or mean something else. Now whenever in this whole situation, first when it's heavily raining, you perform some movement faster, you go faster and take some shelter. When dog is barking at you, you run very fast and you save yourself and you stay somewhere place, right? It is again you perform a movement at faster rate. When what I told you, give acceleration because you want to achieve the long distance in a minimum time, right? So you perform a movement as the fastest, quickest possible time, right? So what is speed? Now the concept of speed is simple. Wait, the speed is something. It's to perform a movement as fast as possible. It is to perform a movement as highest, quickest possible time. Let's come in the ocean of physical education, and today's topic that we are going to discuss is speed. Right? So when I am talking about speed, so firstly let me explain you today that which chapter we are going to do. We are going to be with the chapter named Physical Fitness, Wellness and Lifestyle. It's part 4 of this chapter, and today what we are going to learn? Today we are going to learn about speed. Now dear students, please pay attention here. It is the ability to perform a movement at faster rate. So whenever you are performing something very fast, sometime when we are late for school, when we are late for college, when we are late for some occasion, some function, so we generally perform the thing very faster, like to comb our hair very fast, to dress up ourselves very fast, and kicking the bike and all these things, we done it very, very fast. So what is exactly the speed is? The speed is the ability to perform any movement at faster rate, right? What is the speed? Speed is the ability to perform a movement at faster rate. It is the ability to perform movement as fast as possible. So there are two definitions. Out of this two definitions, you can put any of the definition in the board exam. It will work. So it is the ability to perform a movement at faster rate, or it is the ability to perform a movement as fast as possible in the quickest possible time. Okay, dear students, see, speed is basically depends upon heredity. Now the next point is speed is basically depends upon heredity. Now for a common student to become and a math student to become a question, sir, we are learning physical education, and why you put this heredity in on the bio portion? So see, being a physical educationist, being a physical education student, you must know each and everything about your body, right? So heredity is, we get genes from the parents, we know the heredity process, the genes, the genetic material, that is the DNA. It is again, this question will come in exam. What is the full form of DNA, right? Now again here is the question. Here is the question DNA. DNA is a genetic material. Generally it is transcripted or recombination, replication will be done from parents to their baby, their daughter, their son, right? So we all have parents and we generated from our parents. We are the offspring of our parents, and the DNA of both of them recombinate, and there will be the that is our replication of DNA taking place, and then the recombinant DNA is in us. That's why we resemble both of our parents, that is our mother and father. Sometimes we look like our father, some of the character are of our father, and some of the character we possess, that is of our mother. There are two things, recessive and dominant, right? So some dominant character which shows in our body, some recessive character which are inside our body, right? Which are not shown. So it's we need to understand here that speed is basically depends upon heredity. So it's depend on heredity, how your parent genes are, right? Which kind of genetic material you have. If your parents, sometimes you can say if your parents have a good amount of heredity, so it might lead you also to be a good amount of a capacity of yours to perform something very faster, very quicker. The speed is basically, that is what I am saying, speed is basically depends on the heredity. So what is heredity? I hope you clear. So heredity is something that is based on some genes, DNA. So what is the full form of DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. It will be the question in our board exam, so please pay attention here. The full form of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. In the same way, RNA also asks sometimes. What is RNA? RNA is ribonucleic acid. So generally in complex organism, DNA is good, and in some bacteria, some fungi, some viruses, this RNA will be there, right? So it also can be improved by the proper training. So we are not saying that those who have not that kind of genetic material, so that they can improve their speed by the genetic index only, but it is possible for an individual to build up a healthy muscle, to build up this speed, if he or she is going for the proper training. So the speed can be improved by the proper training. So if an individual is going for the proper training, like do some chin-ups, running on the regular basis, doing skipping, performing healthy lifestyle, improvement in white twitch muscle fibers, that is white blood cell or white fast twitch muscle fibers, will also help to improve this. Now this speed is totally depends upon this fast twitch muscle fiber, right? On which it depends. It depends on this white, or we can say it depends on fast twitch muscle fiber. So what we studied here. So speed is the ability to perform movement as fast as possible. Speed is the ability to perform a movement at faster rate in a quickest possible time. It is the ability to perform movement at the fastest possible. It is generally depends. It is basically depends upon the heredity factor. That is, the fast twitch muscle fiber. It also can be improved by proper physical training, right? It depends on the fast twitch muscle fiber. So this speed depends upon the fast twitch muscle fiber. Now, these fast twitch muscle fibers are also called white muscle fibers. So it may be the question in the board exam that the white muscle fibers are also called, and there will be whole lot of 3 or 4 MCQ based question, right? So what is this white muscle fiber is called? This white muscle fiber is called this fast twitch muscle fiber. So what is the another name of fast twitch muscle fiber? The another name of the fast twitch muscle fiber is white muscle fiber. I hope you understood. Let me mark it properly. Fast twitch muscle fiber are also called white muscle fiber. This is one of the important components for the sprint races, right? So whenever, I hope you all guys, let me have a question to you. You must have participated in sports and games when you were a little boy of since 5th to around this 11, 12. So you might be participating in a whole lot of activities like sprint, like 50-meter dash, and a whole lot of activities, right? So when you participated in this games and sports, this speed is the most important component of sprint or 50-meter dash. See, whenever we finish the race, starting will start with the jogging, then we make some acceleration, and in the last we perform the movement in the quickest possible time. So the 50-meter dash or sprint is an important part of the need to concern. This is one of the most important component of sprint, which I'm talking about speed. It is also required fast response time. Let's say we are playing Kho-Kho. I hope you must have played Kho-Kho. I hope you all are aware about what exactly Kho-Kho is, right? So Kho-Kho, it is a game of 12 players. Out of them, 9 players are there in the field, and there are 2 things: runner and chaser, right? So when the runners are running and the chasers are picking up the peoples. So what exactly happened there? The chaser has a only chance he can move in a circle, but the runner can go from anybody else. In between the players he can move. So that is, this game is skillful, very fast, very responsive. So in skill-based responsive games, this speed is very, very important. So it's required for the fast response game. So what I'll say, I'll be saying fast response game. Now can you name some fast response game? Like first is Kho-Kho, Judo, Karate. These are some fast response games. Like in Karate or Judo, when someone punch you, kick you, right? Someone can punch you as well as kick you, right? So if someone is able to punch you as well as he is able to kick you on a same time, so there will be the fast response, right? So if someone is kicking you, punching you, and doing everything very quickest possible time. So these speed is the most important component for this skill, fast response skill games and sports. I hope you understand this topic, right? See students, what we started with fast twitch muscle fibers, which is also called white twitch muscle fibers, right? Next thing, it also can be required in fast response game, and it is one of the most important component of sprint, right? Now see, it is also required in fast responses, skill games and sports. Speed can be measured through reflex test, sprint, 50-meter sprint. There's all different games like Kho-Kho, Judo, Karate, even Kabaddi, strength games. These games will definitely work. See, now for the development of speed, sufficient amount of strength, sufficient amount of endurance, sufficient amount of flexibility, sufficient amount of coordinated ability is also required. So as I earlier told you, what is strength? Strength, in the last question we had covered just, if you want to increase your speed, if you want to build up your speed, you must have this all components too in your body. So what are these components? First is the strength. Now I am again and again I am always telling you to learn all these subpoints. If you learn all these subpoints, then the concept will be fine for you. So what is strength? It's the ability to overcome resistance, right? It is the ability to overcome resistance. Right? Next, let me make one chart so that it could be possible for you to see properly. Ability to overcome resistance. What is endurance? Ability to overcome fatigue. What is it? Overcome fatigue. FATIGU. What is flexibility? Flexibility is the ability of our joints to move in maximum range, right? So joints move in maximum range. So flexibility is the ability of our joints to move in maximum range. What is coordinative ability? This coordinative ability is ability to perform movement with perfection and efficiency. So when we perform a movement with perfection and efficiency too, then we call it coordinative ability. Got it? Now see, there are four types. There are four components, I would say. There are four components of speed, right? So what are these four components that we need to keep in mind, which are very, very important? These components are very, very important, right? So first is reaction time. Second is acceleration. Third is speed of movement and locomotor ability, right? First is reaction time. Second is acceleration. Third is speed. Fourth is locomotor ability, right? Now let me explain. Let me start explaining you. Reaction time. When your body come into action, let's say it is a 50-meter dash, right? When our body from rest come into action, when I started to run, this point of time is called reaction time. Bring body into action is called reaction time. Acceleration. What is this acceleration? When you make your body with a constant running pace, it's depend on the pace. Speed of movement. When we supposed to finish our meet, right? So let's say if I want to finish the race, so on that time I will be quickly run very, very faster. So that let's say I pick my race with this chest. Sometimes people pick the speed by their hands. So when you run and when you touch your chest and you finish the race, like Milkha Singh does always, right? Milkha Singh always finishes the race by the chest. And when we push our body forward, the hands go backward and push the body more force, because according to the Newton's third law of motion, every action has equal and opposite reaction. You push your chest in front and take your hands back, you will be more pushed forward, right? So next is last, locomotor ability. Locomotor ability is what? It is the ability of a woman or an individual to perform, to run fast to change in direction, right? So if you ever, I think you must have seen, the ground is generally like this shape, tube shape. So player is running and you have to take turn, right? So he or she will have to take turn. So locomotor ability is also a very, very important component, right? Now let's come and recapitulate. So we have started with the speed. Speed is the ability of a person to perform movement at faster rate. It is the ability of a person to perform movement as fast as possible. It is the ability of a person to perform movement in the quickest possible time. It is also depends on heredity, but it can be improved, it can be made good by the proper training. It depends on the fast twitch muscle fibers. These fast twitch muscle fibers are also called white muscle fibers. Speed is one of the most important component for the sprint, 15-meter dash, etc. It is also required for the fast response games and sports, right? If the speed can be measured, so if there is a question, speed can be measured. Yes, the speed can be measured by a sprint of 15-meter, reflex test, etc. If someone asks you what is the skill fast response games, so it's Kho-Kho, Judo, Karate, etc. For the development of speed, sufficient amount of strength, endurance, flexibility, coordinative ability, a person must possess all this. Got it? Next is, there are four types of speed, or the components are four. First is reaction time, when we bring our body into action. Second is acceleration. speed of movement, and locomotor ability. These are things, right? So what is strength? Strength is it's the ability of our muscles to overcome resistance. Endurance is the ability of our body to overcome fatigue. Coordinative ability, it's ability of an individual to do a work with perfection and efficiency. Flexibility is the ability of our joint to move in maximum range. So I hope you understand this whole concept. What is it? Speed, which is the ability of our muscles to move in faster rate. Let's quickly recapitulate. Let's understand. The point that you need to keep in your mind is the full form of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, RNA, ribonucleic acid. Speed is because this is basically a heredity factor, right? Fast twitch muscle fiber and white muscle fiber are same. Sprint games, it is very important. Fast responses gave, it is also very important in that it can be measured through reflex test and sprint of 50 meter. And so that's all what we had started. We started with the speed, components of speed. What are the components? Reflection, acceleration, speed of movement, locomotor ability, right? Now learn about the different components of speed in detail, right students? So reaction time, what is the first point? The first point is reaction time. Now what is reaction time is? It is the time taken by the body to respond immediately after the stimulus, right? So let's say you are ready for the 50 meter dash. I am also ready, you are also ready. Are you ready? Say yes or no. Great, good. So I am ready for the 50 meter dash, right? And for what we are waiting? We are waiting for the Fox 40 whistle. Someone has, either we go for the clap or we go for the whistle. As in when the whistle blows, that is the stimulus. What is it? That is the stimulus. The whistle is the stimulus. I just listen and I just walk, right? So what is reaction time? It's the time taken by the body to respond immediately after the stimulus. What is students? Reaction time is the time taken by the body to respond immediately after stimulus. So as in that an individual taking or got a stimulus, right? So let's say when we got a stimulus by the Fox 40 whistle or the clapper, as in when we got the stimulus and we started bring our body into action, and we take our body to respond. We respond to instruction, right? Instruction may be whistle, instruction may be go, 1, 2, 3, go. These are some instructions, right? So when we it's time taken by the body to respond immediately after the stimulus, right? It is also defined as to bring body into action. So this is also defined as to bring body into action, right? What is the reaction time? The reaction time is taken by the body to respond immediately after stimulus. It is also defined as to bring body into action. So which point you need to keep in your mind? You need to keep this point in your mind, right? What do you need to keep? It is the time taken by the body to respond after a stimulus. In simple words, what can you write? You can write to bring. To bring body into action is the most important point. Got it, students? Now what is acceleration? Next component of speed is acceleration. It is the time to attain the maximum speed. Let's say you are giving race, you are giving acceleration to your bike when there is no one in the highway. So we generally move with a good amount, good speed. So acceleration, it's the time taken by the body to reach at maximum speed. So when our body reaches at maximum speed, right? So how do we define the acceleration? It's the time taken by the body or an individual to reach maximum speed. So which point you need to keep in your mind? You need to keep this maximum speed, right? This is the most important point that we need to keep in our mind. It is the time taken by the body to reach at maximum speed. Got it, students? These helps to gain speed during the action. So what I want to say here, acceleration is the time taken by the body to reach maximum speed. These helps to gain speed during the action. So let's say if you are going for 600 meter run, right? So when we start at 600 meter run, we generally move for a slow pace, then we maintain our pace, and then in the last See, when we maintain our pace on that time, acceleration will work. So it's the time taken by the body to reach at the maximum speed during your pace time, reach maximum speed. Sometimes see when we are 4 or 5 people, so we need to reach at maximum speed so that we can move more farther than the people who are with us, right? So to reach a maximum speed, this helps to gain speed during action. So during action, these things will help us to reach at the maximum speed. It's speed, right? Now it's depend on explosive strength. Yesterday I done your portion that is related to the explosive strength. So this acceleration depends upon explosive strength, right? Now what is this explosive strength? Explosive strength is to perform a movement, a forceful movement in a quickest possible time, right? What is explosive strength? To perform a movement with quickest possible time. Alright students, so what is this explosive strength? See, this speed is based on the explosive strength. And what is explosive strength? To perform movements with quickest possible time. Got it? So it's a time taken by the body, right beta? So what we need to understand? We need to got that the time or the speed depends on the explosive strength to perform the amount of work in a stressful work, forceful work in a quickest possible time. So what's reaction time? It's a time taken by the body to respond immediately after the stimulus. It is also defined as to bring body into action. It is defined as to bring body into action. Acceleration. This acceleration is something which helps to attain a maximum strength, right? Strength is something which leads us to attain the maximum strength, right? I hope you understand. So it is the time taken by the body to reach at the maximum speed. Okay, it also helps to gain or attain speed during the action. It basically depends upon the explosive strength. Strength, what is strength? See, explosive means the quickest, and strength it is the ability to overcome fatigue. So when you are performing stressful work, I don't say it's stressful. When I'm saying it's forceful work in a quickest possible time. Now, what's the example of this explosive strength? The example of this explosive strength is standing broad jump. Standing broad jump. Right, my dear students? Now, this standing broad jump, how does it measure the explosive strength or the speed? See, let's say your body is of 70 kg and you will have to jump for the standing broad jump. So now there will be three muscles to help: quadricep, hamstring and calf muscles. So these muscles will take our weight, right? So we are the forceful person, right? 70 kg, and now we are going to jump. So as and when we jump, what will happen? There will be the speed. Suddenly we will jump. So when I jump, there will be some speed. Which speed? Explosive strength is required to perform that speed, and that is what this acceleration exactly is. So that's why this acceleration depends upon the explosive strength. So I have given you the example of the standing broad jump, in which what is happening? In which I give you the example of standing broad jump, and in this standing broad jump, three muscles work. First is your hamstring, quadricep, and calf muscles. Hamstring and quadricep are on thigh, and calf muscle is just below to your knee, backside of your knee, right? So this is about what we have started about the reaction time and the acceleration. I hope you understand, students. I hope you got it. So what is reaction time? It's the ability to take the body to respond immediately after the stimulus, like the whistle. It's also defined to bring body into action. Now what is this acceleration? This acceleration is the time taken by the body to reach at maximum speed. These not only help to gain speed, but they also lead you to enhance your speed at a maximum level. It depends upon the explosive strength, and the example is standing broad jump to perform the movement in a quickest possible time, to perform forceful movement in a quickest possible time, right? Now the points come is speed of movement and locomotor ability. So these 2 points we need to cover now. Speed of movement and locomotor ability. Now what is this speed of movement is exactly? This is the quickness to complete the action. So this point you need to keep in your mind. Speed of movement. See, if I told you to just put the chalk and put it here, put the chalk and put in the next box. So what will you want to, you will keep it and put, right? I told you to take 2 chapati, right? And just take from chapati here and put it here. So what will you? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and you will perform the same manner, right? So let's say there are 100 chapati. So what will you do? You will not do it like this, simple, and put again, and then throw, put and throw, and put and throw. You will do it very quickly. Put and put, no, faster. So what this step there? We can take an example of lead tapping also. Quickness to complete the action is speed of movement, right? What is the speed of movement? It is the quickness to complete the action. It depends upon the technique, explosive strength, flexibility, and coordinating ability, right? So this speed of movement can be maintained by the strength. If you have a good amount of strength, that is the explosive strength I already mentioned, flexibility, ability for joints to move in maximum range, coordinating ability, that is the ability to perform movement with perfection as well as efficiency. Okay? Next is locomotor ability. See, listen this word loco and motor. It is also called as locomotion. Locomotor means change in direction with faster speed. So this is maintaining the top speed for the longer duration, right? What is locomotor ability? Locomotor ability is maintaining the top speed for the longer duration with change in direction. This is the important point that you need to keep in your mind. See, it's locomotor ability is maintaining the top speed. Fine, top speed for longer duration of time with change in direction. So when an individual able to maintain the top speed for the longer duration of time and change the direction also is called this locomotor ability. It depends upon the aerobic endurance. This is the important point that we need to keep in mind now. What is aerobic and what is anaerobic? Aerobic means presence of oxygen. And what is anaerobic? It means an laga hua hai, so it is anaerobic, absence of oxygen. What is endurance? So endurance is something like which is overcome fatigue. So when you run for a longer duration, when you run very fast and for a longer duration, so the respiration will be anaerobic. So which kind of endurance is there? There is the anaerobic endurance. The speed of movement is the quickness to complete action. It depends upon the technique, it depends upon the explosive strength, flexibility, coordinating ability, right? Locomotor ability is the ability to maintain the top speed for the longer duration and with changing direction. It depends upon the anaerobic endurance. I hope you understand this concept, right? Now, what are the ways to improve your running, right? Generally, if I ask a student, you just tell me. If I ask you that how will you maintain your speed, how will you enhance your speed, you said that we will go for regular morning walk. We will go for regular running. If we do regular running, we will maintain our speed. It's not good, it's totally wrong. See, it's good to go, but it's the concept is wrong. There are 2 methods for maintaining your speed. There are 2 methods to enhance your speed, to make your speed by the great training method. So there are 2 training methods. First is acceleration run training method and the second one is pace run training method. Okay students? First is acceleration run training method. Now what is this acceleration run training method? So in acceleration run training method, what we do, we maintain some acceleration like for starting with how much speed we'll have to go, for maintaining the pace, how will we run, right? So let's suppose this is the ground, this is the starting region. So since from here you have to respond up to 20 to 30 meter. In acceleration run training method, 20 to 30 meter you will have to run quickly, then maintain the acceleration. What is the acceleration? Acceleration is attaining top speed, maximum speed, right? And then finish with the quickest possible time. So first is acceleration, generally done in ground or somewhere else. Okay, by performing various activities, we done this acceleration run training method. Pace run training method. So I hope you all visited gym. I hope you all aware about treadmill. Treadmill is a machine on which an individual generally walk, generally run. Okay, it's an artificial track. Pace run. So we set the pace, the speed of 20, the speed of 15, the speed of 18, the speed of 5, 6, 7, whatever. So in this pace, we an individual maintain the pace. Like if someone is running on the pace of 20, so the speed will make the speed 20. We can make the speed 6, 9, 3, whatever. We make the speed and then we enhance the speed day by day. But what the problem is that you missed an individual those who are performing this pace run training method on treadmill. So you missed the natural ground, right? Because the touch given by this ground is different as compared to this treadmill. So there are two methods for improving strength: acceleration run training method and pace run training method. Understood, students? Now this graph I am going to tell you what exactly the factors affecting this. What are speed? So what you need to understand, this graph, this side shows the speed and this side shows the distance. This is the distance and this is the speed. Got it, students? So before we going to tell you about this graph, I just want you to know that are you exactly understood what I am saying? I am saying about now how the different kinds of athletes are there, like poor athlete, like average athlete, good athlete, right? See, this is the graph. Okay, here is the speed, here is the distance. This is my first athlete. Okay, he taken a great acceleration zone, he maintained the pace, and now he do it properly. So this is the graph for the good athlete maintaining good time. This is the graph for good athlete who has maintained the time. Next is this one. This one. So in this starting it is the, see, this is the reaction time. This portion is now 20 to 30 meter. 20 to 30 meter is the acceleration time. One should start the acceleration, not very fast. Then but he goes up, then everything is the same. He made the constant pace, right? So what you need to do, you need to jump changes in the pace. You need to maintain pace. Then he'll have to perform action very quickly. And I told you this angle is 45. If you throw anything with the angle of 45, it will go more longer, right? Farther. So the first one is the pace of this good athlete. This second one, right? This is the second one. This is the A. Now this is this C. So this is the average athlete, average time. Now if the athlete is poor in the sense of technology and the techniques to use, the skills in running. So he is totally disturbed. Sometimes he is feeling hasty or breathing push-up to something else. So it is poor athlete time. Now there are three components here. The first component is the action ability here. In the second, it's the acceleration zone. Let's say it's a 100 meter track, right? The race is of 100 meters, 20 to 30 meters is the acceleration zone. 40 to 90 meters is the pace zone. And the finish zone is of 10 meter, right? So what I'm saying, first is the 20 to 30 meter is the acceleration zone, and the next pace zone is of 40 to 90 meter, and the finish zone is of 10 meter. So first thing in the starting 10 meter we see the reaction ability. In the acceleration zone we check the acceleration ability. In the pace zone we measure the speed of movement, that is 40 to 80 meter. In the finish zone 10 meter, what we measure? We measure the coordinating ability. So this is all about about the speed, the components of the speed, how we measure the speed. So what is speed? Speed is the ability to perform movement as fast as possible. Four components that are reaction time, ability, locomotor ability, speed of movement. Two ways to improve the speed, selection zone method and pace and training method. Then we also have a look on speed graph of the various ability. I hope you understand the concepts properly, right? So with this, take care, bye-bye.